you're out there, you're riding, you're having a good time, and taking in the outdoors.
The fight isn't over. The fight is just beginning.
What's going on, guys? This is Carl with the RacerRed channel. Riding the mighty DRZ 400 today. I wanted to do a quick update of the MVMX race in Hagerman, Idaho. I didn't get to film anything because as I lined up on the starting line, a race official came up to me and took the GoPro, which was totally my fault because I was wearing it on my helmet, on my visor, and I thought that maybe I could get away with it on the visor, but I was wrong. But yeah, that was totally my fault. I was thinking about that when I was on the line too. I was like, why am I wearing this on my helmet right now? Why didn't I just put it on my chest plate? Because I couldn't have posted the video anyway, because I don't want to screw over any race organizations. So they need to make sure that for insurance purposes and all that they are covered. They can't be letting people have cameras on their helmets because of the AMA rules. So anyways, I don't have any race footage, but the race started and I got a mid-pack start. And what I didn't realize about this race, from the pictures, it looked like it was going to be like how it is out here right now on this kind of surface. It was not this kind of surface at all. It was silt. I did not expect complete silt. I mean, and it was silt for the entire race with ruts all the way up to your gas tank. So mid-pack start wasn't going to cut it for me. I mean, it was just a wall like I've never seen of just dust. So I kicked it down the first gear and I still was crashing. There were just people crashed all over the place. I was just crawling through different bikes of people down all over the place. And I was one of those. I mean, I crashed 3 times right away. I probably crashed a total of around 10 or 15 times. I can't really remember. The worst one was later in lap 1 when I was going down a silty hill with a dust cloud in front of me. I jumped into a silt rut and the bike stopped with the wheels suspended in the air because the silt rut just stuck onto my engine cases. But I went from however fast I was going, maybe 20 to 0, and it threw me over the handlebars and hit my legs on the handlebars on the way over, and I did a front flip. That one didn't feel very good. I'm gonna have huge bruises on my legs. So I crashed a lot on lap 1. I couldn't see where I was going. It was slow going on lap 1 and very difficult terrain with no visibility. After after lap 2, or after lap 1 into lap 2, things were going a lot faster because things opened up a little bit more where I could actually see. And that's when I started to notice my bike was not running the greatest. But again, the silty hill climbs, and I mean, it's hard to even explain how bad the terrain was by lap 2. You would have had to have been there. It was just silty. It was a mess. But with no riders around you, it wasn't that bad. Like, I could get around the course. Lap 2, I felt pretty good. Like, don't get me wrong, I still had riders to contend with, but nothing like lap 1. Nothing like lap 1 at all. So then lap 3 started, and I was completely spent at about the halfway mark of lap 3. I really spent a lot of energy getting around people. And just with the dust and everything, the bike was running pretty bad. And apparently, a lot of people did not make it more than 3 laps. So I pulled into the pits on lap 3, and I was like, man, I don't know if it's smart to do another lap. I'm in pretty bad shape. I felt like I was gonna pass out. I was feeling pretty brutalized by that point, and the bike wouldn't hardly start. So I started lap 4 anyway, and my bike was running bad. I fell over in the first corner of lap 4. I got up slowly, but I got up. I was getting cramps in my legs. And then I was like, well, I'm just gonna keep on going. And then I crashed again, and I was like really loopy by that point, and my bike was taking forever to start. And then I pile drived my bike into a bush, and at that point my bike wouldn't start. It took a long time for my bike to fire up after that one. I had just run into too much silt, and I didn't have an extra filter. I know now that at this race you can't go without a filter. There's no way. There's no way you can possibly race this race without an extra filter. You have to throw it in at least by lap 3. If I could do it again, I would have an oiled filter ready to throw in the bike. I would do probably just 1 lap and then throw the filter in. Maybe 2 laps. But right now my 450 KTM won't start. I replaced the filter. I cleaned it all up and everything, and the bike will not start. It's got a lot of dirt in the intake. I've got some major engine issues, I think. Probably stuck rings. I don't know, but it's gonna be it's gonna be real fun to try to get it running. So anyways, that's how that race went. That was one of the more brutal races I've done. That was by far the most brutal desert course I've ever done in my life. Short of a hard enduro, that was the most brutal race I've ever done. I was actually having fun with it on lap 2 and 3 when there wasn't somebody in front of me, just completely. I mean, it wasn't dust. That's the thing. Like, you think about dust, you can kind of see or get around dust. I'm talking about a wall in front of me, and I can't even see my front fender. That's how thick it was. So I was crashing literally just in first gear. I couldn't even see where the course went. I was running in this off the course into the sagebrush because I couldn't see. It was super dangerous. But that's no excuse though. I mean, you need to get a good start. You gotta plan for everything that the race throws at you. I'm not blaming the race conditions or anything like that at all. You just have to plan better. At any time I could have stopped too. Of course you don't want to do that. If you're in the middle of the race, it's go time, and you don't quit until they make you quit. On a side note, the vintage race had a $600 purse, and only one guy entered. That's where it's at. That's what I should have done. I went about this entirely the wrong way. I stayed at Thousand Springs Resort, which was pretty awesome, right next to the Snake River. I just camped out in my ambulance. Started to watch a little Anchorman that night. I just got too tired. Woke up and went racing. It's pretty cool. It's kind of crappy that I didn't get any footage, but again, I mean, totally my fault. I mean, I didn't take any pictures or video, nothing. Anyways, guys, that is pretty much it. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.